Welcome back to this episode of Hand the Mic Over, Part 3, the finale of our 3-part series on the city of Brampton. This episode begins at the part where we delve deeper into the cultures of each of our 4 guests, Marcus, Kyle, KJ, and Andrew. Okay, So this all started because I wanted to get to know about each of your cultures, but I guess you all collectively have a really strong connection to Jamaica now. Jumping back to Marcus, Andrew, and Kyle, what would you say is some sort of cultural clothing that comes from your countries or some traditional outfit?
I know, at least for Italy, they have all these European designers. Like, I think most of it's nonsense, but I like how my Nona dresses, which is my grandma, so that's kind of cool.
What's a typical Nona outfit?
Well, it depends if she's in the kitchen or not, because she cooks like non-stop. Yeah, just more like, I would say conservative in relation to Western culture, like colorful jewelry. It's more minimalistic in a way, like not doing too much, more based on patterns, designs versus like designer, like, you know? I would say it's kind of cool that way. I'll say the same for my grandma, like on my dad's side as well. They're also from country, so more reserved in a way in how they dress.
What about you, Andrew? Any traditional outfit?
Honestly, not that I know of, because I know Chaldeans, maybe like deep down in like their ancient history or maybe somewhere around the old times, not when my parents were born, they probably did have some sort of traditional clothing, but from what my parents told me, they would just wear regular clothing, like whatever they had down there, really.
So what would regular clothing be? Like Western clothing?
Yeah, just literally like what we would be wearing, like shirts, t-shirts, just typical stuff like that.
Okay. What about you, Kyle?
Honestly, I don't know. I've at least never witnessed seeing any of it.
That's fine. Of course. You guys grew up here, so I don't expect you to be cultural experts or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, how about for yourself?
Oh, you guys are handing the mic back over to me again?
Yeah, what about you?
Okay, so I already did an interview with someone from Pakistan. It was actually my sister. She was the first interview. So I have that posted on our Instagram, but she talked about something called shalwar qameez.
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
Shalwar qameez.
How do you spell it? I'm gonna try to search it on the...
Yeah, I want to see what that looks like.
Shalwar is the pant, the qameez is the shirt. And it's like a long-ish shirt. Sometimes it can go down to your knees, sometimes it can be a bit higher or lower with pants. So yeah, that's like our traditional outfit. Yeah.
No, it looks cool.
KJ, I just want to ask, is there any traditional clothing from Jamaica or Guyana?
Honestly, the only thing I can say is the most basic answer would be this dress. I know like a lot of women, like a lot of older ladies wear like this certain dress called quadro.
Okay. What is it? Quadro?
Yeah, like quadro. I may be pronouncing it wrong.
What about food?
Ooh, I could start with this one. So, Filipino food is honestly the one way that I am connected to the culture because my grandparents cook a lot, my parents cook a lot. Adobo is probably the most famous. We have chicken adobo and pork adobo. I know that in the Philippines there's tons of rice farms. There's also sinigang and Filipino spaghetti, which is tomato paste spaghetti with they put like hot dogs in it, which is pretty interesting, and it's a little sweeter than Italian spaghetti. Those are all that come to my head at the moment.
Okay, and sorry, is it sinigang? Is that the name of the spaghetti dish?
No, that's a different dish. It's like a soup. It has rice vinegar, tamarind. I know there's like long, like green beans, and then usually a meat. I think the meat that my family uses is pork.
All right, thank you for that, Chef Kyle. You just gave me the recipe for each thing.
Oh yeah.
Andrew, what about you? Any traditional foods you know about?
I don't even know where to start. Like, I could just, how much would you even like want me to name? Because there's so many that my mom makes on a daily basis that I could go on forever.
Okay, how about one that's really famous and one that you really like?
One that's really famous worldwide, but biryani, that's definitely one of them that's very known. One that I really like is this one sort of bread. It's called Takrata Gupta. Basically just feta cheese and...
Shout out your mom for that one, bro.
Yeah. So
that one's great.
What is it? A bread with feta cheese?
Yeah, just bread, that homemade bread that she makes, and then just feta cheese stuffed inside of it.
Amazing.
That sounds good. All right, Marcus. I know you have an Italian background, so I know food is a very big part of the culture.
Yeah, for sure. The world knows it, more or less. Obviously, your pastas and pizzas and whatnot is pretty standard stuff, even in Western culture. I'll give 2 that are kind of, I guess, not maybe as well known. I mean, minestrone is like a type of soup. It's like a vegetable soup that my nonna would make pretty frequently because she used to stay with us. She would like make that like quite often. I really liked it. Also, veal, which is like baby cow that they cut, and it tastes a bit different, but they do it in usually a tomato sauce, something like that. Yeah, it's really good.
Is it like a soup or is it the meat itself?
No, It's kind of just sliced and cooked in like tomato sauce.
Okay. So it's like a protein pasta.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Anything from the Caribbean that you want to shout out as well?
Oh yeah, sure. It'll probably be more similar to KJ's answer because they kind of make all the same food just a bit differently. One specifically that my grandma would make, which I really liked, is one just called a bake, which is like a pretty much fried dough, and it's really not like a food; it's more of like a snack. But like I love those a lot. And then roti, like chicken roti, my grandma also used to make quite often, and I really like that with rice and peas. So like yeah, I guess those three together would be the meal.
Wait, I'm curious about the chicken roti because we
Yeah.
also have roti and
Yeah.
with chicken. Do you guys stuff the roti with chicken or are you eating it
Yeah,
inside?
you could. It really depends. Like sometimes my grandma would just make like curry chicken and then roti, and then you'd eat them together. Or sometimes you make it where like the chicken is inside the roti, but that's like more Trinidadian. But like it's all the same thing, really.
Okay, interesting. We don't have stuffed rotis, I don't think. I mean, we have naan. I don't know if you guys
Mhm.
have heard of that.
Oh,
Yeah, of course.
Thicker bread. So we have
Yeah.
soft naan, but roti
Yeah.
for us is like really thin. So I don't know
Yeah,
how we could stuff that.
Yeah, the ones that we make, speaking to Caribbean roll, just generally, they're a bit more thick, and like you can also stuff them with, I forget what it's called, but it's like little yellow powder in a way. Like
Is it turmeric?
no, maybe I actually don't know, but yeah, I think the dough or whatever is a bit thicker to start with, so like it has more shape to it, you know, than I would assume more brown roti is, based on what I know.
Well, either way, it sounds like your grandma had skills being able to.
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
for
roti.
sure.
Both grandmas.
Mm-hmm.
All right, KJ, what about you?
I guess I'll take the same format as well. I'll pick three. For Jamaica, there's a lot of dishes to choose from. So my personal favorite is this dish called ackee and saltfish. And it's like, pretty much the ackee is like a flower. Fun fact, it's actually poisonous.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it's like, honestly, I don't understand the whole concept, but I know the flower is poisonous. I'm not sure how. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
you must
it's,
just have a crazy immune system then. That.
nah, like I'm sure there's an explanation on how they get the actual ackee inside of like the flour, but that's something I'm gonna have to research. So yeah, there's ackee and saltfish, so it's pretty much a fish. Saltfish and ackee, which is the flour that's poisonous. You eat that with usually fried dumpling and it tastes amazing. And there's also like dishes that they make on the regular, like oxtail, curry goat, curry chicken. So I'm sure there's many cultures that have curry goat and like curry chicken, but Jamaica's kind of similar in a sense when it comes to those dishes.
Yeah, it has its like Jamaican spin on it, right?
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know, the taste is gonna be different, spices, like it's just gonna taste like Caribbean food.
I actually talked to Anai about this too because she also brought up ackee and saltfish. But did any of you guys see this ad for the TDC? And it was like, send money to your grandma faster than she can finish cooking ackee and saltfish.
No way.
Nah, I've never seen that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it was
Western-
on like a bus stop.
That's crazy.
Oh, nah, now I gotta search that one up.
Good marketing.
There was also one for, hold on, let me pull it up. There's one for Philippines as well.
No way. That's jokes.
That's a
Send
cool
money
one.
to Nani in the Philippines faster than she can make Christmas buko salad.
What even is that?
I don't know, but there's a picture of it. I thought that was like local racism. I don't know. I'm just curious if any of you saw it
Wait.
before.
Nah, I've actually never seen that.
Yeah, the city is a little crazy. For sure.
Is anything to grab attention,
Definitely,
right? Like,
definitely does the job of an ad. Like, definitely
yeah,
captures
that's
it.
what I'm saying. Is anything to grab attention.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Is there any spot in Toronto or in Brampton or just anywhere in the GTA that you guys know of where you can get authentic food from your countries?
Don's Caribbean jerk.
Yeah, shout out.
I mean,
Don.
there's a few. Honestly, when it
That's
comes to
the only
Caribbean
place.
food, like there's a few in the GTA. Like there's Don's, there's
There's Baker's Jerk. Actually,
Baker's
nah,
Jerk,
that's
okay.
not even. I wouldn't even say that's authentic. I can't lie. Honestly, you'll never catch anything like truly authentic, you know, unless you actually go visit the place. But the closest I've had, I mean, for my culture at least, I would even say I have anything near me. My mom's is the closest
Mhm.
because it's true. But like from my culture, outside of that, like no, there's nothing else that I've ever actually visited.
Yo, shout out Alpharat, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that so far. They're like, no, there's no spot in the city, which is
Yeah.
crazy again to me because the city is so diverse. And
Yeah.
not even just limiting the poll to Toronto, just all of the GTA. There's
Yeah.
still like so many cuisines that just haven't been explored yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the thing is, even for me, like, there's a lot of Caribbean and Italian spots. Like, you see them all the time, but like, for them to be like authentic is like another discussion. Like,
Yeah, like
it won't really taste like how like my grandma's making. It's good, but to me, I mean, that's kind of personal bias at the same time.
It could be biased, but you could tell from true authenticity compared
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
what isn't.
Exactly. Yeah. But shout out Donzo. I think they do a pretty good job. It's
Yeah,
definitely a
for
spot
sure.
that we frequented during high
Damn.
school, even to this day.
What about for Filipino food? Same story?
I don't really go out to look for Filipino food just because I know that I could have it at home or home cooked meals from my family or going to family parties. The potluck's usually majority Filipino food. So I don't think I'm the right person to give like recommendations.
Yeah. Again, pretty common response. I mean, even for me, like, I eat it all the time at home. Why would I go out the few times that I get to and eat the same
Yeah.
thing?
For sure.
Exactly.
What's the entertainment industry like from your countries? Are there any movies, shows, music, dance, anything that, people living here can connect to?
I'll start. To be completely honest, I don't listen to anything or watch anything from my country, so I couldn't even like answer that question truthfully. That's just like for me.
Yeah, I actually don't like. I don't really know, to be honest, because I'm not fluent in Italian, so I guess it wouldn't really be like reason for me to watch or like consume Italian media. Like I still do to an extent to kind of learn, but it would just be like usually like what my like grandmother has on, which is more regular TV, like news and whatnot, soap operas. Like not that I really watch. In terms of like the Caribbean culture, I guess I could speak on it as like a collective. I mean, you have Caribana in Toronto, but I think that's kind of a poor representation of Caribbean culture personally. In terms of music on the Caribbean side too, like my island is so tiny that like there's no notable artists or really like much. I think the population is like 100,000. So like KJ would probably have a better idea of that in terms like relating to Jamaica and artists and things like that. I know it's more popular in like the GTA area, like a lot of Jamaican artists and things like that, like dancehall and whatnot, reggae and whatever. But yeah, in terms of actually from St. Vincent, I don't really know much.
Yeah, that's okay. KJ, you want to elaborate?
Yeah, like in terms of like an entertainment standpoint, like I'll say Jamaica is very big on parties, kind of like in that type of genre. Like they're known for parties and like music events, music festivals, etc. When it comes to like big artists that I can mention, I guess I can say Skilly Bang. He's a good artist from Jamaica. He's a well-known dancehall artist from Jamaica. So a lot of people would know him worldwide, not just in Jamaica. Yeah, you can go back to the older generation, like Bob Marley's. No, I'm forgetting a clutch jazz player right now. 1 second. Yeah, I'm blanking out right now, but you can go back to the older generations. So like when it comes to like the entertainment perspective, I would say Jamaica's kind of big when it comes to that for sure.
Do you know anything about Jamaican film or TV?
Oh, when it comes to the film, no. To be honest with you, when it comes to like Caribbean countries, like filmmakings, they're not really classified as like top tier compared to like America, North America, and like those type of films. Like when it comes to Caribbean films, I'd say like due to maybe like economic standpoint, they're not really making quality films because they don't have the resources to
Yeah, lack of resources for sure.
But the music makes up for it.
Yeah, for sure. The music definitely always like there's so much culture that comes out of Jamaica when it comes to music. It's like I don't know, reggae. Like reggae alone changes the world, like
Yeah, top genre for sure.
for sure. And then you got like the dance hall, like it's unmatched, honestly.
Yeah, it probably has a lot of like global influence, I would say, like out of Jamaica, one of the biggest.
One of my favorite artists is from Jamaica, Sizzla. He's a good
Oh
one.
yeah, Sizzler, that's solid.
Would you classify him as?
Yeah, I'll say reggae, but like it's kind of like reggae x gospel, somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's clean, like it's good. Like,
Yeah, it's clean. It's good
That's the
music.
vibe. Like
Yeah.
when you think of Jamaica, those are the songs you're listening to. Like Bob Marley, Sizzla. They're the
Barrington Levy,
yeah, Barrington. That's exactly who I was thinking.
Gregory
That's who I
Isaacs.
forgot. Yeah, and I was trying to.
There.
Is that the jazz artist?
Yeah, that's the jazz artist that I was trying
Yeah.
to think of. Barrington Levy.
Chronics. There's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot for sure.
Yeah, I'd say Chronics if you want something more modern that still promotes
Yeah.
like a decent message to it, And that's why I think Caribana is a bad representation of Caribbean culture.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everything honestly that I've seen of Caribana is like really sexualized.
Yeah, like hypersexualized even.
Yeah, like I understand that is like a part of the culture, but
Yeah.
the whole festival seems to revolve around that one point. So,
Yeah,
exactly.
It's not a good representation, like Marcus said, for sure.
all right, Kyle, do you know about any Filipino entertainment that you can share?
Well, I know that there's a Filipino network, and I know that my grandparents watch it a lot. But I guess kind of to like sum up my personal experience, there's really nothing that I carry with me from Filipino culture, and I think that sums up most of my childhood. Like growing up in Brampton and being surrounded by such a diverse community, I've grown so detached to my roots. Which, as much as it sounds sad, it is pretty beautiful because I'm like basically a blank canvas that's been colored by a bunch of different cultures, giving me my own unique experience and identity. And like growing up in West Brampton, and that's the culture that I would identify myself with, West Brampton. And that's like more, it's more niche and it's newer. So I don't really carry too much traditional values with me. Everything is really progressive here, at least with the community I surround myself with. I could definitely tell you Brampton media and talk about music that comes from the city, but from
let's hear it. Any local artists?
there are a lot of cool artists. They kind of carry like the same underground Toronto rap scene I could think of off the top of my head. Houdini, Tory Lanez is from Brampton, maybe even Northside Benji. Yeah, I don't know who else comes specifically from Brampton. Maybe you guys could have-
Bushman?
Is
Party
Matt
Next
from
Door.
Brampton?
Nah, he's from Toronto.
Rex,
I guess
actually.
it's very
Yeah.
similar too, right? So you could classify it all as like GTA culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can
It's
throw
more
Party Next Door
English,
in there
you know?
for sure.
Yeah, PND.
I didn't know he was from Brampton.
Yeah, he went to the same high school as us.
Oh, no way. That's crazy. Are there any, like, pictures of him up?
I'm not too sure, honestly. I don't know if he graduated, but I know sibling went to our school. I know he did as well.
Interesting.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, guys. Well, that is a wrap. I just wanted to thank you all so much, Marcus, Andrew, Kyle, KJ, all of you for agreeing to do this podcast and really opening up about your stories. I think this is honestly my favorite episode so far. I was so hesitant about doing a group interview because this is my first one, and usually, we really get into these one-on-one conversations, but you guys have amazing chemistry. Your bond it's so visible and obvious the way you guys work together. You're really bouncing off each other really well. And Marcus, I just want to thank you for, suggesting this and sort of, pushing me in this direction. And I hope that you guys had fun as well.
Thank you very much.
This is great.
Thank you. No, thank you for real. Like,
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Thank you for the platform, for the opportunity. Really, like even just hearing about my friends, like it's in a different way, Like we know what it is, but we don't really say it. So like just hearing from everybody is also very cool. And I was happy to hear about your perspective too. Thank you for putting it together. Really.
Any special way to say bye, since you guys seem to have a general shared cultural background of Brampton, and I know Patois is very big over there now and in Toronto as well.
Don't know.
Don't know. Just don't know.
Yeah. I say an Italian one. Arrivederci.
Okay, arrivederci.
This guy is Italian bag, eh?
Arrivederci. Yeah. It means like
Arrivederci.
goodbye.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, how we'll conclude the interview then. Arrivederci, everyone.
Arrivederci.
All right. Take care, guys. Bye.
You as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Hand the Mic Over. As always, you can find our podcast on Spotify and YouTube, and if you'd like to see pictures and videos of the cultural aspects that were discussed today, you can find us on Instagram at Hand the Mic Over.